Today we're going to start outlining. So what I'm thinking for this essay is that you should pick 3 things that are associated with disinformation that you want to discuss. There can be a common theme or thread between those things or not. It doesn't necessarily matter to me. And if we look back at those associations, I believe those were in our week 7 folder. I'm going to go back and show those. So here's our definitional essay possibilities, right? We can analyze, we can compare, we can exemplify, negate, illustrate, give background information. So our connotations are the associated definitions of a word. What I'm asking you to do in a definitional essay is to expand the definition of disinformation by including several different connotations and talking us through them. So really, in a lot of ways, it's the simple 5-paragraph essay that you all already kind of have an idea how to write. Now, you are more than welcome to analyze or use sources that I have provided, but I would also encourage you to do some exploration on your own for disinformation, to kind of look at those connotations you are interested in, that you find the most relevant, that you would like to discuss. And then the outline is really rather simple, right? The definition of disinformation as we defined it, that actual dictionary definition, will be included in your intro, as well as a survey. And we know what a survey is, right? Like a brief overview of other things regarding disinformation, right? So a background that covers the denotation and a survey of the other connotations you've looked at. In your introduction section, don't be afraid to go long. Don't be afraid to really discuss that. And also don't be afraid to say the same thing that other people will have said. We did a lot of connotation work together. You know what I mean? So like, it's okay. Now I'm not asking you to do, to plagiarize someone else's intro. That's not the goal here. But keep in mind, you are summarizing the same stuff, and summaries tend to look pretty similar. So then your thesis statement is basically providing that definition. The term disinformation, right, has come to be associated with, and then your connotations that you want to look at. The first one will be your first connotation and the first influence, and you're going to use that to discuss your connotation and think through it, possibly using other sources. So if you want to talk about trolls as purveyors of disinformation, you could use the article that I gave you, or you can explore another one as well. Or you could compare and contrast the article I gave you to another one that you found, right? Basically, this essay is an open form essay. Your previous essay was closed form, meaning you needed to follow this exact rigid structure. This essay is an open form essay, meaning you get to decide how you want to set it up. You get to decide how you would like to organize it. So this outline is really more of a suggestion, if that makes sense. It is not meant to hold you to this specific outline. Just remember that your point is to expand the definition of a word, right? We can expand the definition by providing anti-definitions. So what's the opposite of disinformation, or how do we differentiate? If we differentiate other types of information from disinformation, like if you wanted to talk about the difference between disinformation and fake news, right? You could do that in a paragraph. If you wanted to talk about the difference between disinformation and misinformation, you could do that. You can define something by what it is not, right? You can negate it. You can define something by exemplifying it. You can define it using personal examples. My real requirement is that you use 3 sources. And that's not 3 in addition to mine. That's 3 total. But I'm not counting your dictionary definition as a source, okay? So that's not 1 source. That won't matter. As a matter of fact, you do not actually have to cite the dictionary when you quote it in an essay. So knowing that, that's what you're kind of going to do. I want you to decide today. I want you to really think about how you want to outline this paper. You can use this piece of information, and if it would help, and I think it would, I will go ahead and drag the other definitional essay handbook down to help you out. That way you can find it in there. Are there any questions about what I am asking you to do? I'm asking you to create your outline, or at the very least have an idea of which 3 terms you're wanting, or sorry, which 3 ideas you're wanting to look at. It may be 3 different terms. It may be 3 related terms. It may be 3 different examples of disinformation. But minimum 3, I would say max 4 body paragraphs. This is meant to be short and informational, not lengthy, right, and thorough. Okay, we're not looking at every definition of disinformation. We're looking at 3 connotations that you would like to explore.